True crime meets JLPT N5. You think learning Japanese is just cute anime girls and cherry blossoms? Think again. Are you scared of what's behind you? You should be. Today we're investigating a 3,000-year-old crime scene hiding in plain sight. Look at this innocent shape. Ushiro, a toe. It means behind or after. You probably write it without a second thought, complaining about stroke order. But beneath this mundane JLPT N5 vocabulary lies a horrific history. A history written in blood, captivity, and human suffering. Welcome to the dark side of kanji. Let's dust for prints. This kanji is composed of 3 distinct radicals, 3 suspects, 1 crime scene. To the untrained eye, it's just a bunch of lines. But to an etymology detective, it's a detailed police report from the Shang dynasty. Let's break down the anatomy of this linguistic murder. Exhibit A. Tekigyo, the loitering path. It's the left side of to go. Imagine a crossroad, but you're only walking on the shady half of the street. It sets the scene. A journey, a movement, but perhaps one that is hesitant, forced, or happening in a place you really shouldn't be. Exhibit B. The tiny cocoon. A thread, restraint. In ancient times, this wasn't about knitting a cozy winter sweater. It was about binding, tying someone up so tightly they couldn't move. It's the linguistic equivalent of a zip tie in a serial killer's trunk. And Exhibit C, the lagging leg. Picture a foot, but it's upside down, dragging, struggling to keep up. It's not the confident stride of a samurai. It's the desperate, exhausted drag of someone who has no choice but to follow. Someone who has been left behind. Put them together, and you get the original 3,000-year-old horror story. Look at the ancient oracle bone script. It doesn't look like a polite grammatical particle, does it? It looks like a warning, a grim reminder of how ancient empires dealt with their enemies. A bound captive, tied with rope, being violently dragged backwards along a road. That is the literal origin of Ushiro. The next time you tell your friends, "I'll meet you after class," eto de, just remember you're casually invoking the image of a prisoner of war being hauled away to their doom. Fun, right? Now, standard mnemonics try to sanitize this. The Heisig method gives us the road tether. A bit poetic, isn't it? Oh, I'm just tethering my horse by the road. Sure, Jim, whatever helps you sleep at night and pass the test without facing the sheer brutality of human history. Then there's Wani Kani, bless their hearts. Winter poop Godzilla. Yes, because nothing says ancient captive dragged to death. Quite like a radioactive lizard dropping a steaming pile in the snow. It works for N5, I guess, but Godzilla is frankly less terrifying than the actual etymology. Let's look at the Z hack. See that zigzag dragging motion in the middle and bottom? That's the rope and the lagging foot combined. It's the physical trace of resistance. The next time you write it, feel the friction. Feel the drag. That Z is the ultimate mark of reluctance. Now let's talk about the N5 killer, space versus time. This one kanji is a double agent. It operates in the physical realm as Ushiro, behind you, and in the temporal realm as Ato, later. It's the linguistic equivalent of a jump scare. Is the monster physically behind you, or is it coming for you later? Spoiler, it's both. Consider the grammar. Ato de versus tekara. Ato de is loose, disconnected. I ate sushi, and later, my stomach exploded. The events aren't necessarily tied. It's the slack rope. Tekara is taut, a direct chain of events. The captive's rope has tension. Grammar isn't just rules, it's physics. Let's dive into cultural trauma. Kagome, Kagome. The creepy children's song. Ushiro no shomen dare, who is literally the front of the behind. You're surrounded, blindfolded, and the thing behind you is now facing you. It plays perfectly on the primal fear encoded in this very kanji. The captive is now the captor. And speaking of things behind you, Teke Teke, the urban legend of the girl cut in half by a train, dragging her torso. She is the lagging leg personified, an entity defined purely by the horrific dragging motion, always catching up to you from Ushiro. Sweet dreams, N5 students. So how do we master this? The cheat code flex. Don't just memorize the strokes. Internalize the narrative. When you write the path, the rope, the dragging foot, you aren't just passing a language test. You are acknowledging a 3,000-year-old ghost. You are keeping the history alive. Let's review the physical threat. Ushiro. Spatial behind. It's the blind spot. The evolutionary weakness, where the predator strikes. When you hear Ushiro ni ki o tsukete, watch your back. It's not just polite advice. It's a survival imperative encoded in the strokes. And the existential threat, ato de. Temporal later. Procrastination. The things we push to the dark corners of tomorrow. Ato de yarimasu. I'll do it later. The ultimate lie we tell ourselves, tethering our future selves to the burdens of today. The captive is you. To summarize the evidence, road plus rope plus dragging foot equals behind. It is a mathematical equation of suffering. You now possess the forbidden knowledge. You will never look at a Japanese street sign or a simple textbook sentence the same way again. You're welcome. Case closed. If you survived this linguistic true crime investigation and want to uncover more dark secrets hiding in your JLPT flashcards, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. Or don't. But just remember, I'll be right, Ushiro you. See you next time.